Shalom. First off, give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yashai, Bashem Akarkadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and the children who follow. So, I have on the screen here a picture of Duke and Duke. And this is from the movie Trading Places, as well as they made an appearance in the Coming to America original movie. And this is back from the late 80s, early 90s. You know, a movie I used to watch in my childhood, and just wanted to take a spiritual look at the movie. Dealing with these two individuals first and foremost. If you haven't seen the movie, the whole premise of the movie was they could take a black man, Eddie Murphy, off the street and raise him, to someone like this, to someone of nobility. And they could take a white man and they could break him down to this. So basically they switched them out. They traded places. But that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. We are going to trade places. Okay? Because we are the downtrodden right now. We are in this low estate as a people. He even has the police behind him. But this is the estate of Jake right now. Okay? And these two individuals, these two guys, Duke and Duke, like I said, they represent the elite. They represent the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. The banking families. I want to get a quick precept real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 10:7. It says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes slack you. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10:7. It says, I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. We traded places because we were supposed to be the ones who are on the horses. And the so-called white man, he should be that servant walking on the ground. Now we are the princes on the ground, and then the servants are on the horses. But like I said, we are going to change places once again. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So you had a situation where Jacob and Esau were born, and Jacob held his heel. Why? Because that represented Jake, okay, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion of face. Let's not forget that. They're going to pull down the so-called white man from off his high horse. All right. Everything is going to go back to the original state, how the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, originally made things to be. But we went away from our laws and we had to suffer just punishment. But the thing about a just punishment is that things will get settled right. All right. We'll get another precept real quick. This is before I get that, let's deal with these two characters, with Duke and Duke. No, this is Slakia. I know what I want to say, but just kind of conflicting on how I want to bring it out. I'm gonna bring out this one first because the other one is a bit of a rundown. But fuck these two guys. Let's worry about us, because we are the ones who are gonna be, like I said, we are the ones who are gonna be restored to our rightful place. Okay, it says Isaiah 14. I'll start at verse 1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and will set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob." Now that strangers is not talking about the other nations. The strangers is talking about the Israelite foreigners, the ones who were also in that Gentile mind state. Everyone's gonna come back to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're gonna be in our right mind. Okay, and it says, "And the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them." Now this "them" is talking about the other nations, mainly you so-called white people, okay, the Edomites. It says, "And the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids." Okay, for servants and handmaids. Now, this is them at a low estate, and to be honest, this is way far above what they're going to be in the kingdom. All right, they're going to get beat like we got beat. The Lord said, double into double according to their words. All right, they're going to have to go through that hardcore slavery, and we're gonna get what their eventual punishment will be here in a moment. But they're definitely going to get brought down to that low estate. It says, "For the Lord," Slakia. It says, "shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." Who's oppressing the people right now? Who's oppressing the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? It's not a hard answer. We know who is. Okay? Not only that, the scriptures say the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. It says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." All right, an everlasting kingdom, okay, where rest is allowed, where everyone who is of the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob can be in their right mind. Like I said, and rest is allowed, where we can get our retribution, where the Lord's indignation can show the fruits of his labor. I'm gonna get this last scripture, and really, this is a pretty good rundown. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick and choose. But this is Job chapter 20. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment?" So they're going to have this high estate, but for a moment. Okay? And then they will be brought down. It says, "Though his excellently mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung." I don't know if you heard that one. Let me bring that back. It says, "Yet he shall perish," Sakya. It says, "though his excellently mount up to the heavens." And we know this man enjoyed to go into outer space. He loves his tall buildings. He loves having his thumb or his foot over the neck of the nation of Israel. He loves having that power seat. It says, "Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung." Because there's going to come a point in time where you don't see these faces. Not even in slavery, you don't see them. The whole nation. Not just a few. Not a few good, buddies that you had that were Edomites that are going to survive. No, not one. This is Obadiah, starting at verse 17. It says, "But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be," well, that's us taking our land and taking their land. Okay, it says, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it." I don't know if you ever made a proper fire, but you use sticks, you use easily flammable, like dry leaves or cordage, whatever you have for stubble, things that are easily flammable to start the fire, so that the whole big bundle of sticks catches fire. You don't just set a log on fire and think it's going to burn. No, you kindle it. That's why it says that we're going to use Esau for the kindle. They're going to be the ones who get this fire started. All of them are going to be exterminated. Back in Job, it says, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? So those of us who are the first fruits in the kingdom of heaven, who have witnessed this man on this side and in the kingdom in slavery, there's gonna be no more. They're gonna be eradicated, and future generations aren't gonna be able to say that they seen the Edomites. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be a tale. Hey, remember Esau? But that's a lesson so that no one is ever like him again. It says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found, yet he should be chased away as a vision of night. It compared him to a dream. Because when you go to sleep and you wake, and when you go to sleep and you dream a dream, and you wake up, maybe you remember the dream, maybe you don't. You're gonna have some people that remember Esau, some people that don't or won't. But he's gonna be as relevant as a dream. It's gonna be a memory. The eye also which have saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Alright, it says, verse 10, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. And they kind of did that in this movie. Okay? While they had their higher estate, they brought in Eddie Murphy while he was like this, while he was downtrodden and poor. And they rose him up to this. But they didn't plan on him supplanting them. Jacob. But like I said, they had an alternative motive. So I'm going to just jump down to the 12th verse. It says, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. So, like I said, they had an ulterior motive. And this chapter is dead on with this movie. They brought him up from nothing with the intent of putting them right back down. But like I said, Jacob he supplanted them. Let's jump ahead. This is Job 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Whose fullness? Their fullness. Okay? Their fullness. When, like I said, they represent the New World Order, the banking families, the elites. When they go to spring upon the world, their so-called New World Order, it says that they should be in straits, which that word means vexed, grieved, distressed. Who's going to do that? It says every hand of the wicked shall come upon them. Alright. So when it says wicked, it's not talking about us being wicked, but it's talking about the workmen. Alright. Who are at work? We are. Who are the working population? We are. Alright, the Lord is going to bring him down. Verse 23 says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So the Most High is going to bring him down off that high horse. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. That's the thermonuclear destruction, bringing this place to an end, to an everlasting desert, never to be inhabited again. Alright, so I just wanted to give that spiritual sense. Like I said, we are trading places pretty soon. The days come and we get closer and closer to the kingdom of heaven. Alright. And we hasten in the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. With that being said, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are learning truth and sincerity in the women and the children who follow. Shalom.